Hello everyone, thanks for coming back. I have to do, this one might be a short one, I'm not sure. However, in Canada, which is, in my opinion, is a communist country now, the leader, our dear leader, which we might as well call him like Kim Jong-un, he's the son of Joseph Trudeau, who used to be Prime Minister of Canada, wrote the Constitution of 1981, which is not valid in my opinion. This man has now closed the borders to truckers from the United States who bring food through the United States, either from southern United States or wherever, into Canada. They must show that they have had 3 vaccinations at least. Now Canada, strangely enough, this man has ordered 3 more vaccinations per year for 3 years for everyone in Canada. Now, I know that a great deal of our food in the wintertime, which is winter now, comes from the United States and even further south, in Mexico, and Panama, and all those places. They export to us. We import from them. So I was watching Viva Fry. I like to quote him. He's a Frenchman from Montreal. And Montreal is in lockdown. Most of Canada, not all of Canada, but a lot of it is in lockdown. We just had a medical announcement from Bonnie Hendry is her name. And wasn't a whole lot of information except they have now decided, because here we have in the local hospital not far from me, it's called the Royal Columbian. There are 2 women in my building who work there. I asked them, since they're right there every day, I said, your hospital full? They said, oh yeah, it's full. I said, who you got in there? She says, well, we have the unvaccinated COVID people. They are separate from everybody else. We keep them quarantined in a separate part of the building. She says, and the rest are fully vaccinated. So I asked her, do they have COVID-19? Oh yeah, they sure do. But it's not as severe as the unvaccinated. I said, well, if it's not as severe, why is the rest of the hospital filled with them? If it's not that severe, why don't you just give them a couple of aspirins and send them home? They're both smokers, eh? They went, blew smoke at me. And put the cigarettes back, and then got on the bus and they went to work. So here now, Bonnie Hendry is trying to explain COVID, Omicron, Delta. I don't know what's going on here. Mostly it's starting to look like a tremendous scam. In the United States, I like to watch the hearings in the Senate, the oversight. We don't have oversight in Canada. We're a communist country. Just to give you an indication, this man has all of the judges of Canada are in his pocket. He is the top guy. They take direction from him personally. I know that for a fact. In fact, 4 senior judges in the province of Alberta, which is hated by this man. Alberta is hated. Alberta is has the greatest deposits of oil that anyone can think of anyway, probably in North America. Just a little difficult to get it out, that's all. His family, not his father, Joseph never seemed to have much of a job. He was a billionaire playboy. Joseph, when he was a young kid, went to school in a Rolls Royce, compliments of his daddy. His daddy owned an awful lot of gas stations that were Petrofina, which later Joseph Trudeau, his father had a lot of Class A shares in Petrofina, in fact. He was a very wealthy man. The oil Petrofina was turning into gasoline and diesel, home heating, fuel, things like that, was in a pipeline that came from Alberta. What an irony. Hey, this man who hates Alberta so much still owns major shares in which Petrofina then became Petro-Canada, compliments of Joseph Trudeau. And when Joseph Trudeau, people criticize him, say, yeah, but that's, you own shares in that. He says, no, they're from my mother. Oh, no. Whatever she does with them is her business. Joseph Trudeau was an only child, so when she died, he inherited everything, including the mansion. The mansion is now occupied by this man. It's beside the Lavalin mansion. They're very wealthy. They're oil men. He loves Greta Thunberg. He loves all women, though. But just like his daddy, he loves women until they can't be controlled. Then he doesn't like women. See this woman? First Aboriginal to be the Attorney General for Canada in this man's Liberal Party. She was a Liberal. He is the leader of the Liberals. She couldn't be controlled. She wanted to process a claim against SNC-Lavalin. He would not allow it. He would not allow it. They're buddies. Mansions are side by side. So he kicked her took her away out of the office and fired her. Threw her under the bus. What did he do next? He had another woman in his cabinet. A black woman. She couldn't be controlled either. So he kicked her out of the cabinet. Threw her under the bus. And then, of course, he went to Toronto and he was involved in a thing called the SheEO conference, which lasted 3 days. He was the only man. He made sure of it. He loves women that much. He surely does. And when he went home to his loving wife, who was staying at... The government of Canada has a cottage for the Prime Minister when they need a vacation or get high. I probably shouldn't have said that, because that man loves his marijuana. Anyway, when he got home after the SheEO conference, all the locks had been changed on Harrington Cottage, it's called, which is, I believe, in the state of Quebec. So, then what's he do? Well, he found a window that he didn't mind breaking, and he crawled through the window. Oh. And she phoned the RCMP, but they were already there anyway. So they all sat around the kitchen table. He got out a few beers, found some papers, rolled up a couple of fat ones. This reminds me of Willie Nelson's song. You know, he rolled up a fat boy and he passed it around. I can imagine all the RCMP officers getting high with the Prime Minister. Must have been spectacular. The RCMP, by the way, are also owned by Justin Trudeau. He runs them. And what he does for the carrot, to make them really, the carrot on the stick, on the string on the stick, their reward is a seat in the Senate. Larry Campbell is there now. He's RCMP officer out here in Vancouver. Larry Campbell's responsible for turning the downtown of Vancouver into a goddamn urinal. He put up free drug sites, get syringes. They get these cooking things. I've seen them. I work down there. It's a beautiful downtown area, but the people that are higher than shit or drunker than shit, the men, they take a piss against any wall. Main Street, doesn't matter, any of the main roads. The tour buses are going by. There's a guy with his shorts down. He's pissing on the wall, and the wall is turned green. That's Larry Campbell's work. He didn't put it in his own community. He put it downtown. Ridiculous. I'm going to have to stop very shortly. However, Canada is in shutdown. American truck drivers are not permitted in until they can show full vaccination. And in Canada, I expect that we're going to see a little bit of a rebellion, because, you see, doctors in Canada don't do things, you know. You see Fauci on TV talking about doctors in Harvard University, and at Oxford in England, and at Princeton University, and they're idiots. So he smears them. Fauci does. Not just him. Others in the NIH and the CDC. They smear these other doctors because they're idiots. It's like our law in Canada. We don't have law anymore. Law has been taken away from us. I've been in the courtrooms many times, but it's ridiculous here. The judge just waves you off like, get out. This is it. When law ends, tyranny begins. This man is a tyrant. Not just my own experience, my observations. It's also the observation of Viva Fry. If he wants to correct me, he certainly can. Okay, I have my friends who want to finish off the show. Thank you all very much. Goodbye.
Wow, Pedro gives you his special gypsy glasses, and this is what you choose to look at? Pedro's not very sorry for you. Oops.